Aloha, everybody. This is Cathy Bilsky, your spiritual warrior goddess on UPRN Radio, the Quantum Leap, Let Light Unite show. And this is August. Oh my God, let me jump into September, shall we? Okay, September 8th, 2017. Boy, we got a lot of work to do tonight, guys. And I'm taking advantage of everybody that's listening. So go get your crystals. We're going to work on some weather. And, I've titled the show Working with Weather Basic 101, a refresher course, but actually, it's an advanced course. And it's a learn by doing. I'm going to teach you as we do the work. And while you're going to get your crystal, if you don't have them, go get them because the crystals amplify our work even more. Okay, so while you're going to get your crystals, I just want to say, and God promised men that good and obedient wives would be found in all corners of the world. And then he made the world round and laughed and laughed and laughed and laughed. Pretty good. That gets your energy up a little bit? Great. All right. So for those of you that are actually going to do the work, sit down, put your feet flat on the ground, and, just make yourselves comfortable. We're going to work on weather tonight. And boy, we got a lot of it to work on. So we got fires out in the west. Okay. And then as we go out to the south, around Florida and around that area, we've got hurricanes up the wazoo. Now, I've been working with weather for a long time, ever since I've been awakened spiritually, and that's like 34 years. I will own it. I'm 64 now. I don't look it, though. Energy work really keeps you young. Just telling you. Working with weather, and, it's my belief that the elemental kingdom, air, earth, fire, and water, is not here, it wasn't put on this earth to really screw and with people and hurt and harm and really mirror ugly, ugly things. And it's also my understanding that when people do black magic, when they work with the elemental kingdom, that elemental kingdom is stuck with that black magician until somebody frees it, which, guys, guess who that is? The white magicians. And we are at war. And if you don't think we're not, look at what's going on at the earth. You got fires, you got floods, you got hurricanes, okay? And it's not okay. It's dark against light. Who holds the most energy at any given time is what's winning. Now, we did have a little toe up on enlightenment. Okay, we started to get off the Nazi timeline, and you can see those guys are trying to put us back on, and we just got to do more energy work. It's not a time to sit back and do nothing. You do nothing, they do stuff. And if you don't think they're creating this weather, and to me, most of the weather that you see right now is reptilian created. All right? Insane people not really giving a rat's ass about what's happening on the earth. Rape, pillage, and plunder. They want 90% of the humans off the planet and the rest for slaves, which doesn't work really well for me. So when you work with weather nowadays, you have to understand that a lot of it is artificially made. And this is my truth, guys. So I want you to listen to this with an open mind. And this is my practical experience. And if there's something you just don't quite understand, you can write me. God, I'm on Facebook. Talk to me. Ask me questions. But all this is my truth. I've worked with this energy. I've worked with weather before. And I have redirected rain. I have calmed fires. I've stopped the rains. Out in Hawaii, we've managed to redirect the hurricanes. So what's going on right now is just really pissing me off because we should be more effective. And as we turn up the light, if you don't think the other side isn't turning up, what they're doing and they're amping it up, well, let me offer you Irma and the other two hurricanes right behind it. This is not natural. It's not normal, just like Trump's presidency is not normal. And it's up to us to cut those elementals free from whatever is creating them. So you have to understand there's, super facilities out there called the HARP and the CERN. And these are machines which are made out of elementals or from elementals. They come from the earth, reshaped and reformed to do harm. So when you set these elementals free, they're happy, and you do it enough, they'll do your bidding because they don't want to hurt or harm. The elementals, when they first were created on the planet, the earth was just pristine and clean and absolutely beautiful. And the elementals didn't have to mirror anything ugly until the dark side came on, and then, wow, you're seeing some of the results. So it's up to us, guys, to put them in a position of harmlessness and help them calm down and redirect. So understand what we're going to do tonight is we're going to work on the HARP. We're going to work on the CERN real quick. And then we're going to work on the fires and the hurricane. And with enough people coming together as one, we should be effective, all right? And because this is being recorded, you can come back and listen to it and do the work over again. Don't make this a one-time thing. I think somewhere in the Bible, Jesus said that, we're supposed to take domination over the earth. Now, the other side thinks domination means rape, pillage, and plunder. And to me, that means setting those elementals free from hurting and harming anybody and allowing them to reconnect to the Creator too, just like we've been doing our best to help everyone reconnect to the Creator, and people and reptilians, well, the elementals too. And then they can choose to hurt or harm, or hurt or not hurt, and be totally neutral or emit love. All right, so let's do some work. So I want you to sit down, put your feet flat on the floor. And remember, as I'm doing this, guys, pay attention to what my words are, because I'm teaching you exactly what these things are, and an effective way to, with your creative minds, help neutralize this stuff. And that's the one thing we really have over the reptilians, why they don't like us so much, because we have this incredible creative ability. And if I get loud while I do this, because I understand using the power of the spoken word. And again, I want to take real advantage of being on the airwaves, because not only does it get out there through the atmosphere, and it keeps out there and going around and around, but when we all come together, we can manifest anything. It's our destiny to manifest an incredibly wonderful planet. All right? So sit down, put your feet flat on the floor, sit as straight as you can. And I want you to imagine we're in this huge, 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 huge stadium, packed. Everybody's light workers, it's all the same thought, to help the world become a little bit more harmonious, a lot more harmonious, and calm and peaceful. So I want you to imagine you got someone to the right, someone to the left of you, and you're going to hold their hands in your mind's eye. We're going to put a huge 100-ton crystal in the center to really amplify our work. And why? Why not? And we're going to create bubbles of light. And in the bubbles of light, we're going to put in people, places, things, and the elemental. All the elementals. All right, so I want you to feel yourself, your silver cord go up from the top of your head, and you're reconnecting to the Creator. and all this incredible high divine energy come pouring down that cord into the top of your head, flowing all the way down and out your heart, and just let it flow through your whole body and feel yourself getting healed while we're doing this. And that heart energy is just going to go into the center and really charge up this crystal. Now, I want you to feel yourself sending love and light to the right, and then we send that energy to the right. We're going to call to all the gods and goddesses, past, present, future, air, earth, fire, and water, all the elementals to join us, our ancestors, and all the people doing energy work, prayers to add their energy to what we're doing tonight. Now send love and light to the left, and as the energy flows to the left, only that which is light may enter. And we're going to ask the trees join us and send this energy into the earth so she can feel it and recharge and regenerate. And through her branches, the energy goes out and everyone can feel it and feel the shift and really feel really connected to the Creator. We call all the rock, stones, crystals, minerals, all the earth keepers to lock into this big earth keeper in the center. And I'm going to ask, and we're going to call all the grids, ley lines, meridians, domes, obelisks to also lock into this energy work. And I'm going to ask that everyone receives a healing while we're doing this. And Mother, Father, God, not our will, but thy will be done. So be it. So in your mind, take a breath and release their hands and put them comfortably in your lap. So allow this energy now to come down the top of your head, flow through your body, come out through your heart chakra. And everybody's going to direct it into this circle, this bubble of light over this big crystal. And in this bubble of light, I want you to imagine the harp, all the harps on the planet. And I'm not talking about the angelic harps. Okay. All right. So now, let there be light. In the name of the presence of God, which I am, through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me, we call to Michael the Archangel to come forward and with your sword of blue flame to cut all ties to all heart programs on the planet, wherever they're located, and cut all ties to every piece of equipment on the heart program from whomever or whatever created it. No matter what material it's made out of, rock, mineral, plant, animal, or extraterrestrial based anything, especially the harps that is creating this out of balanced weather all over the planet. As the ties are cut, we call the violet flame through all these elementals in the heart programs to cleanse and purify their energies of all negative vibrations they've taken on. See the violet flame transmuting and repurifying this energy back to light. We fill them up with the energy of the angel light to heal them. We now reconnect these elementals to the Creator, seeing them fill up again with God's pure divine love. Now we command them to be neutral, to not work, to break down, and to keep breaking down. We ask the angels to go forth and direct some of this energy to all the weak spots in the harp machinery and have permission to bend metal or move any loose wire that helps break the machines down and breaks that connection to the storms and the drought. And doing so in a way where no one or anything will be hurt or harmed. We ask that all computers connected to the heart program start breaking down and all the information on them goes invisible, as well as all their backup systems. Surround all the electrical equipment with such high energy that anyone who goes around them can't function and goes dyslexic, especially around the equipment. Putting in wrong information and or just being very forgetful and consciously making mistakes in the heart program. With every action, we call to the higher selves of all those people working on the harp in a way and ask that they also now become confused, forgetful, and dysfunctional as soon as they enter the gates. Now imagine everyone starting to think that all the harp locations are haunted, finding reasons to transfer out of the program to programs that are beneficially to humanity or go into private sector, being replaced with a light worker or no one at all. We again call to Michael the Archangel to take his sword of blue flame and cut all ties to all cars, trucks, company buses, helicopters, or planes to get to work. Call the violet flame through them to clean their energies up, the angel light energy to heal, reconnect them to God. Now we command all the vehicles to be neutral and keep breaking down till their owners decide to get another job that is not harmful to any life forms. And again, we're going to ask that this being done for all the HARP locations all over the world. Now we're going to ask the Creator to cut all ties to all artificial plasma in the atmosphere. That was HARP reptilian created, that creates a mirror. Now see if you can imagine this in your mind's eye. As we cut the ties to their masters, we call the violet flame through all the cells, atoms, molecules, DNA of the plasma to clean it up. Now we reconnect it all to the Creator, filling it all up with divine love. We command it to be neutral and no longer function. See the plasma breaking up and neutralizing itself. Let it not be able to form any square or ring frequency patterns. We place a mirror in front of this mirror to return all signals and frequencies back to the HARP stations. As this is done, we see all the HARP equipment imploding on itself. All computers connected with the HARP overloading with this energy that was sent back, causing many overloads. We also cut the ties to all military buoys connected to the HARP stations and their dark masters. We command that all these buoys be contained in a circle of cement with a lead overlay to jam all frequencies, placing all these buoys in a position of harmlessness. We command the Goddess of Truth to bring all knowledge up to the people that can put these HARP facilities in a position of harmlessness. Again, as anyone enters the facilities, we ask their higher selves to let them become dyslexic and not be able to run the machines. Imagine all machines made out of any Tesla knowledge that is being misused anywhere on the planet to change any weather pattern, breaking down now. We call to Michael the Archangel to cut them free with the sword of blue flame, cleanse in violet ray, reconnected them to the Creator. Now we command them to be neutral and to keep breaking down. And this includes any of the equipment or anything that could be attached to any jets, planes, helicopters, or any of those that are trying to create abnormal weather patterns. And we're going to see the skies returning to natural weather patterns. So let's fill this all up with light and love. Oh, wait. So if you're seeing all this equipment, all right, in this bubble, so we're going to call to the elemental kingdom for help, the rats, mice, red ants, spider snakes, centipedes, termites, wasps, bees, flies, and any other small insects to go and reside in all the HARP facilities, create nests in all their electrical equipment, including all computers, hard drives, water pipes, floors, ceilings, and all walls. So see the HARP facilities breaking down now, especially the ones that are creating these storms and the droughts. See them break down now, see them break down now, see them break down now. Fill it up with light and love. And take a deep breath and release it. Now, just to cover our rear, we're going to also give attention to the CERN, the Large Hadron Collider Project. So we're going to take a deep breath. And again, you're going to imagine another bubble of light being formed in the center of the stadium over this huge 100-ton crystal. And we're going to put the CERN in it, the Large Hadron Collider Project, and all the equipment that it's attached to, no matter where it's on the planet, okay? So in the name of the presence of God, which I am through the magnetic part of sacred fire vested in me, I command, we call to Michael the Archangel, Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, all the cosmic beings, and the Creator to cut all ties to the Hadron Collider Project, to whoever is wanting this to work, including all monetary investors. As we cut the ties to all involved, we call the violet flame through all the cells, atoms, molecules, DNA of this machine to clean it up. Now we reconnect it all to the Creator, filling it all up with divine love. We command it to be neutral and no longer function. Let's cut ties to the symbol of Shiva that is dancing the cosmic dance of death and destruction and the Hadron Project, replacing Shiva with the symbol of Lakshmi, the goddess of abundance. We ask Shiva to redirect her energy inward to the destruction of the Hadron Collider project. Let any stargates, time portals that are opening up for dark entities to enter be closed and sealed forever. We call to Michael the Archangel to cut all ties to any black magicians, secret societies, ET, Borman Group, Jesuits, the Illuminati, reptilian governments, military scientists, and any other being who has a God complex that are trying to manipulate the laws of nature on the planet, whether it is inside, on, or around the earth, to stop manipulating particles and atoms through the construction of the Large Hadron Project and or satanic ritual energy misuse of any kind. If they choose to continue, we ask their higher selves and guardian angels to put them in a position of harmlessness now. We ask that all elementals that create the Hadron, that is being asked to her to destroy any life, human or elemental, on any level, be commanded through the sacred triangle of humans, angels, and elementals to misfire, disintegrate, choose to malfunction, generally be harmless, and take the path of love. We command all these elementals of Hadron Project that are trying to create a God particle to no longer work in harmony. Let heaven reward greatly all elementals that choose this path. God bless. We call to Michael to cut all ties to any machines and computers that are being used to do this, including any Tesla-related machines. And as we cut the ties, we call the violet flame through those machines to clean them up, fill them up with divine love, and as they recharge in God's energy, we command them to break down and keep breaking down so they no longer function. Let's all imagine many faulty electrical connections that will lead to the rupture of a liquid helium enclosure, causing both a magnetic quench and several tons of helium gas to escape with an explosive force. Now, what will happen is this will result in damage to over 50 superconducting magnets and their mountings and contamination of the vacuum pipes. So we're going to see many electrical faulty connection between all 4,000 magnets. This will close down the facility, and we want this done in a way where no one will be hurt or harmed. So imagine also now all 7 detectors working in disharmony and breaking down now. We call for much energy frequency interference between CERN and running of the detectors, ALICE, ATLAS, CMS, and LHCb, which will prevent them from each switching on their own systems ahead of the first data recording. Imagine all these systems overloading, crashing, and burning. Let's imagine the LHC computing grid, which is an international collaborative project that consists of a grid-based computer network infrastructure connecting 140 computing centers in 35 countries, over 170 in 36 countries as of 2012. It was designed by CERN to handle the significant volume of data produced by the LHC experiments. So imagine that all breaking down and losing all info and data. Let all info on the God particle be lost and or made invisible so no longer can be used. Let us now send energy to the weakest parts of the kilometer, allowing them to break down. This will stop the accelerator team from receiving the data they need to ensure that the LHC magnets and detectors are fully protected. So let's put lots of magnets in all the computer hard drives and all their backup equipment. We also ask that this equipment now magnetize to it lots of dust, mold, bugs, mites, fleas, computer mistakes, creating many electrical and mechanical breakdowns. We remove all veils of magic that is protecting the LHC magnets and detectors, allowing them to break down now. Let Murphy's Law go into effect. If it can go wrong, it will. We called Ganesha to put up many obstacles and blocks so all actual experiments at 13 TV and the Atlas detector fail. Let all LHC magnets, detectors, kilometers, all computers and electrical equipment to break down now. We also ask Ganesha to put many obstacles and blocks around them, the LHC team members, making it hard for them to be part of the project. Let them also become conscious of the harm to the planet they are creating and choose to not be a part of it, quitting. We ask Spirit to help them have jobs better elsewhere. We call again to all the bugs, rats, fleas, termites, snakes, spiders, and mold who infest all surface buildings that hold the ancillary equipment such as compressors, ventilation equipment, control electronics, and refrigerator plants, as well as all buildings underground. As these elementals create homes, everything breaks down, ceasing to function. Let the elementals remain invisible until their jobs are done and equipment stops working. We call the higher selves of all the researchers that set up the test collisions and ask that they now go dyslexics when they are fine-tuning the equipment and making many uncorrectable mistakes so that the stray particles from the beams are now uncontrollable and being redirected at the machine and the detectors, causing much irreparable damage. We call the higher selves again of everyone in the LHC operations team and ask that they now go dyslexic when they are adjusting the orbit of each beam, making many uncorrectable mistakes so the beams will not collide properly. Let's imagine another veil of energy around the beams so they repel each other. We call the higher selves of all operators, scientists, techies, all military and ET personnel connected to the Hadron Project. And we ask the Creator that if it's for their highest good, they become reconnected to the Creator, becoming awakened, conscious, spiritual beings, then let it be done. As they reconnect to the Creator, see this result of their actions, and now refuse to hurt or harm. For those that choose to keep this project going, we ask their higher self to help them become dyslexic and short out as soon as they enter the work building, as well as touch any equipment associated with the Large Hadron Collider project. We also ask their higher selves to put them all in positions of harmlessness now. So we're going to fill this up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. All right, we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to focus on everywhere there's a fire, especially out in the United States, out west, where they have all those forest fires, and in Oregon, and gosh, they're everywhere. So we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble, imagine all these fires. And I need you to help me and do some creative visualization. And remember, what we do here, we're not going to do on the other coast to work with the rain. All right, so we're going to put all the fires in this bubble of light. Let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am through the magnetic power of the sacred fire vested in me. We call to Michael the Archangel to come forth and cut all ties to whoever started any of the fires. We cut all ties that the elementals have taken on and could not hold the energy, so they must burn it off through the fire. As we cut the ties, we call the violet flame through the fire elemental and command the fire elemental to now burn off its anger through the violet flame. And each fire, you're going to imagine the violet flame being anchored there and expanding to encompass the whole fire. We send the energy of the angel light to heal the fire elemental, and now we reconnect the fire elemental to the Creator. So it fills up with that high divine energy and command it to now allow itself to be calm and neutralize. We also ask that there is a big drop in barometric pressure that will draw rain into this area. We're calling to the water elemental, the streams, the lakes, the ponds, the oceans, to release moisture into the air so rain clouds can form. We call the higher selves of all that are trying to calm the fire down and ask that they're divinely inspired with what they have to do and where they've got to put the water so the fire calms down. Now, imagine all the firemen and women in this bubble. And let's send them energy now. Send it to their hearts and see it expand through their bodies. See them recharging and regenerating. And if they have to sleep and rest, see them get really good rest and break up and just wake up with this beautiful understanding on how they really can be accurate with what they do, and they start putting out the fires. We command the winds to be still. Now we're going to call to the water elemental and ask that they work with the firefighters so the firefighters can put that water exactly where it needs to go to calm the fires down. Now, all around the desert, I want you to imagine these huge ionizers and what they look like. They're giant ionizers, and they're shaped like a stripped down lampshade on a steel pole. If you would imagine a palm tree made out of metal. All right, that's what they look like. And what they do is they generate fields of negatively charged particles, which are called electrons. Now, what this does, it has a natural tendency now to attach tiny specks of dust, which are ever present in the atmosphere in the desert regions. Now, these are then carried up from the emitters by convection or upward currents of air generated by the heat release from sunlight as it hits the ground. Once the dust particles reach the right height for cloud formation, the charges will attract water molecules floating in the air, which then start to condense around them. So we're asking all the oceans and the seas and all the water, lakes, streams that are around that area to release moisture into the air. And see these dust particles now and the ionizers start pulling this together, and it's creating clouds of rain. And see it rain really hard in these areas just to put out the fire. And we do not want no lightning, just rain. See it just raining all over the fires. And see in your mind's eye the fires going out. And everything getting the needed water. Again, imagine there's a big drop in barometric pressure, which draws in any clouds. And if there's a stuck high in the atmosphere, we're going to ask Michael the Archangel to redirect that so it brings in rain. Yet done in such a way that it's also going to push the hurricanes out to sea, and it's not going to harm anybody. This is all tied together, guys. Again, put your attention on the fires. We command the fire elemental to burn out energy, its anger through the violet flame, reconnect it to the Creator, and we command it to be neutral, to only emit love, for the winds to be still, for the fire women and men and women to be guided to complete and awesome accuracy, see them recharged and regenerated. And see all these giant ionizers in the area helping create this rain and pulling those clouds. And as we release, as the oceans and the seas and the waters release their moistures in the air, these ionizers work with that. And see now this whole area blanketing with beautiful storms that don't have lightning, but put out the fires, see the fires going out, put energy into it, see the fires going out, being done now, see it rain, 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 rain. All right, so let's fill that up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. Now, it's not going to hurt if you keep this energy work up, guys, especially if you have family and friends out west. Keep it up, see it happening, imagine it, and we can create it. Light can win. I've done it before. And it was just me. There's 300,000 of you. Give it a little attention. When the fires are out, you know you can stop. All right, so let's go to the other side. Go around the Florida, Cuba area where you've got the hurricanes. And we're going to put Hurricane Irma. And I don't know what the other two hurricanes are behind it, but we're just going to put them all together in this bubble of light and work on them all, okay? Group work. So I want you to see in this bubble of light that we've created all these hurricanes. If you can work on one, you can work on them all, correct? All right. So let there be light in the name of the presence of God, which I am through the magnetic power, the sacred fire vested in me. We call to Michael the Archangel and command you take your sword of blue flame and cut free the hurricane from whatever or whoever is creating it through any Tesla harp. And as it's cut from those harp, that energy, imagine the violet flame following that energy to whatever created it, to the machines, and see those machines implode, breaking the ties between whatever's creating this and the energy of the hurricanes. So as the elementals are cut free from their masters, again, we send the violet flame through the wind, the rain, the cloud energy to clean it up. And we again command the hurricane to release that anger and allow it to be burned out through the violet flame, turning itself into harmlessness. And again, see Michael taking his sword and chopping up the storm front. Chopping it up, chop, 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 all of them. Chop them up to pieces. And again, we call to Michael, the Archangel, Ganesha, the remover of obstacles, all the cosmic beings, and the Creator, to cut all ties to all artificial plasma in the atmosphere that was harp reptilian created, that creates a mirror. And as we cut ties, those ties to their masters, again, we call the violet flame through all the cells, atoms, molecules, DNA of this plasma to clean it up. Now we reconnect it to the Creator, filling it up with divine love. We command it to be neutral and no longer function. See the plasma breaking up and neutralizing itself. Let it not be able to form any square or ring frequency patterns. And we're going to place a mirror in front of the mirror to return all signals and frequencies back to the harp stations. As this is done, we see all the harp equipment imploding on itself, all computers connected with the harp overloading with this energy that was sent back, causing many overloads. We also cut the ties to the military buoys connected to the harp stations and their dark masters. We command that all these buoys be contained in a circle of cement with a lead overlay to jam all frequencies, placing all these buoys in a position of harmlessness. We command the goddess of truth to bring all knowledge up to the people that can put these heart facilities in a position of harmlessness. See them breaking down. Now, in front of Florida and around Cuba and the islands, I want you to imagine these huge crystal wedges. And on the wedges, we're going to put a lot of crystal spikes. All right. And this, as if the storm, kind of keeps moving forward, see it go into these crystal wedges, causing it to break up. We're going to call the cold water from the north down and see it enter these waters and see the waters around Florida and the Caribbean becoming colder. And we're going to command the water elemental to not feed the hurricanes, to be totally neutral. And again, we command the winds to be still. And as the storm dissipates, you're going to see the stars coming through. And a beautiful night. And then the next day, it's just going to be beautiful weather, just a little bit of a light rain. And again, we're going to call to Michael to go forth and chop the hell out of these storms. And see him and all the band of angels just going forth and taking their swords and just chopping it to pieces. We're adding the violet flame to all of the storms, hurricanes. And we command the hurricane to burn its energy out through the violet flame. We're going to reconnect every cell, atom, molecule, the wind, the water, and any energy that's connected, that's creating this, back to the Creator, to fill them up with light and love. And we command they become neutral and only emit love. See it go from a 5 category to a tropical storm to nothing. See these hurricanes keep downgrading and downgrading, downgrading to nothing. Now, let's put in this bubble of light all the people in Florida and all the islands and, even Texas that have been affected by and are going to be affected. And we're going to ask Michael to surround them in light and this very protective healing energy, this beautiful cocoon that's kind of warm and fuzzy. And we're going to ask that, with their permission, that the violet flame blazes through everybody to help them release any trauma that they're going through. And as they're reconnected to the Creator, they become these awakened spiritual beings and they see new possibilities. And we're going to put in this bubble of light the government, the U.S. government, the Senate, the House, Congress, and Trump. And we're going to ask that Michael cut all ties to voting party line, to cut ties to their greed. And I guess I'm talking a lot about the Republican Party, but, I'm sure there's a few Democrats in there. And anyone that actually voted against giving these people the money they need to rebuild. And this includes releasing funds for all the fires that Trump's holding, and said no. And said, nope, you're not going to get funds for Harvey either. You got to cut ties to those greed. And I ask that each one of them really reconnect to the Creator, become an awakened spiritual being, and they reverse their decisions and become a being filled with some kind of compassion. We're going to call to their families to start speaking up to these guys about helping them do the right thing and getting these people that are going through this trauma some help. All right, so we're going to take a deep breath now and fill this all up with light and love and release it. All right, we're going to create another bubble of light. And in this bubble of light, we're going to place some Mother Earth and put our attention on Mexico, where they've had that 8.1 earthquake, and anywhere else on the Mother Earth where she needs to release energy. And we're going to ask Michael to cut the ties to any energy in any of her fault lines, the grids, ley lines, that she's building up energy. And around all those areas, we're going to call the violet flame and ask the Mother Earth to release that energy through the violet flame. And we're going to command the Mother Earth now. If she's got to move, which she does, and if she's got to release a lot of energy, which she does, we're going to ask the Mother Earth that she gently ratchets back and forth. And instead of one big blow, see the Mother Earth just making a lot of little burps, a lot of little earthquakes, and release it that way. And we're going to send energy and love into all the places that are doing fracking and drilling into her and creating these earthquakes. And again, we're going to cut the ties to anything HARP or man-made that's creating earthquakes. And see that equipment breaking down. And now I want you to fill the Mother Earth up with love and this very beautiful healing energy. And see it go from the very heart of her and just expand outward, touching every aspect of her, every place where she's lost minerals. And see this energy just filling that space up, helping her be whole again. And as this energy goes through the earth, see the Mother Earth being able to transmute all the toxins and poisons that have been placed inside her. And we're going to put the violet flame in the very center of the earth and see it expand to help her transmute any dark energy she's taken on, to help her transmute any karmic energy that she's had to take on from anybody who's been buried in her. Ew. Well, Mother Earth has taken it. And I mean, she's made good use of it, mind you, but that energy, see it be transmuted by the violet flame. And she no longer needs it. She doesn't need to carry it. And see all this energy being replaced and with this high divine energy. See every cell, atom, molecule of the earth being reconnected to the Creator. And see her being given this incredible healing where she can help us bring the rain and these out of balance storms. See her calming them down because they're not her. They're reptilian created. And see the Mother Earth gaining lots of strength and lots of energy where she can hold her own. All right, so let's fill her up with light and love. And again, all the people that went through the earthquake, the big one, the 8.0 in Mexico, see them in this bubble of light and recharging and regenerating. And we're going to ask Michael to release all trauma that's around them and replaced with divine inspiration and divine comfort, and let them be sent all their everything that they need. And this goes for all the people that have lost much to the disasters. All right, fill it up with light and love, and let's take a deep breath and release it. So let's do one more bubble of light, and then this bubble of light, I want to put all your missions, your divine purposes, and I'm going to ask that they be given a big forward movement. And I want you to feel yourself being put in this bubble of light and feel the energy. Feel yourself recharge and regenerate. And I'm going to ask that you fill up with so much light that you now magnetize to yourself everything you need to be happy, to live comfortably, and to fulfill your divine missions. That you fill up with so much abundance that you overflow, and that you share that with others. You know, you pay it forward. All right, let's fill all this up with light and love, and take a deep breath and release it. All right, guys, let's close the circle and let's do 3 ohms. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May all the divine beings in all the worlds be happy. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. All right, everybody. Need to ground, and thank you so much for working with me tonight on weather. And guys, you know, please keep it up. Keep the energy focused. Pick the fire or the storms. Pick one and keep up the energy work. See it dissolving. Light can be stronger. And what you're going to see is whatever's happening. You know, if that storm hits Florida, you know damn well darkness was stronger than us. And if it doesn't and gets redirected back out to sea, you know, that's a good sign that light's winning. So keep up the work until you see results. That's when you know you got to stop. It's not just a one-night thing. And again, thank you. And I honor you for coming and doing service work with me. I'm very humbled over it. And please tell other people about it. You know, the more people that work with energy and help we come together, the more we're really going to pop ourselves into enlightenment. So, gotta ground though. Feel yourself. I mean, put your feet flat on the floor. And if you got that stone hematite, which is a nice grounding stone, you might want to go get it and hold it. And you should feel your energies start to pull in body and center yourself. So feel your energy come up, the earth energy come up your feet, and feel it come up your legs. And as it goes higher, feel yourself becoming very centered, very back in body. Again, very, very clear-headed, even more centered. If you're very lightheaded still after the show, it's still the time of year where it's not cold. Please go find a tree and, you know, do a nice energy exchange. Put your hand on the tree and just for 30 seconds, send the tree your excess energy. And then ask the tree to send you energy back, and it'll really help you ground, come back in body. And it's actually a karma thing, okay? You know, we really, really did a lot of energy work. There's a lot of people that join in, so you can get, you know, really high. And I know people that haven't ground in the past, and they would come back to me like a week later after we did Light Circle and say, oh my God, please help me ground. So it's very important to ground. So keep up the light work, guys. If you want to know what I'm doing daily, go to my Facebook page where I, list the energy work that everybody can focus on. And I also put it on Google Plus or Twitter or LinkedIn. Yeah, but really Facebook is pretty public. And again, I put the energy work out there. Come on, we really can do this. When all of us come together, like I said, we can do magic. I really hope your week is full of love. And if you can, go through your stuff. And if there's stuff you don't need, you might find people that are in many, many places that have lost many things that probably could use it and be very, very happy to receive it. So, look at all your used stuff, your clothes. If you haven't worn it in 6 months, it might be time to let go. And, as you clear out stuff, your life you're going to feel better. You're letting go all the old. And when you let go of the old, it allows you to have for spirit to bring you new things. That's just how it works. So I bless you guys, and I hope you have a wonderful week and keep up the prayers.